Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the Book That He's Read This Week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is this one. It's called The Hotel Avocado by author Bob Mortimer. It was published on the 29th of August 2024 here in the UK by Gallery UK, which is publishing arm of Simon & Schuster. And it's a return for our hero Gary Thorn, first featured in Bob's first novel, The Satsuma Complex, which was published in 2022. So what's Gary up to in this one then? Well, Gary's still in Peckham. He's living in his one-bed council flat. He's still working at the solicitors. He's having pie and mash with his retired neighbour Grace and her dog Lassoo. He's going down the pub. He's watching the football with his mate Andy. Not much happening. However, Gary is on the horns of a dilemma. His girlfriend Emily has returned to Brighton. Her father has died and left her the family hotel, along with some money, which Emily thinks she can use to do it up. The hotel's in the slightly, not necessarily in a bad area of Brighton, but an area of the seafront which isn't as well populated as others. And Emily thinks she can turn this into a boutique hotel, with each of the rooms being named after a different fruit, and it's going to be called the Hotel Avocado. So Gary is currently spending his weekdays in Peckham, and he's going down to Brighton at weekends to help Emily. The problem he's got is that sooner or later he's going to have to make a decision. Does he go to Brighton and stay with Emily and upset Grace and Lassoo and his mate the squirrel, or does he stay in Peckham and risk upsetting Emily? So all that's going on in Gary's mind. And also down in Brighton, Emily's got a few issues as well. She's struggling to get the hotel ready for opening. She's managed to get hold of a massive sign of an avocado, which is 3 meters high, and knows full well that she's going to struggle getting planning permission for it. So she embarks on a little escapade to see if she can get some help from a councillor on the local planning committee, which doesn't go particularly well. So lots going on, and just when Gary thinks he's got enough problems on his plate, a guy walks into his office for a consultation called Mr. Sequence. He's bouffant-haired, he vapes, and he smells of stuffy laundrettes. And Gary thinks there's an air of menace about this guy. There's something not quite right. And he talks about a hypothetical situation where somebody could not give evidence in a trial to their advantage. And Gary soon realises that relates to him and an up-and-coming case which relates to the previous book, the Satsuma Complex. So a lot going on in Gary's life, and also clearly a lot going on down in Brighton as well. So if you like your crime, fast and furious, all action, this isn't for you. If you like cosy crime with a hint of quirkiness, then maybe this book's for you. A lot of comedy, if you're a Bob Mortimer fan, you would think this is great, because this is typical Bob's. There are little tangents here and there. We have Gary talking to not only the squirrel in his local area in Peckham, but when he's down in Brighton, he's talking to seagulls as well, and he's bouncing ideas off of them. What do you reckon, mate? Should I do this? Should I do that? And that in itself is funny. So it's well written. It's funny. I'd say it's probably an improvement on the Satsuma Complex. I think Bob is hitting his stride here. And all in all, a good read. So I said, if you like cosy crime with a hint of quirkiness, then I'd certainly recommend it. It's 404 pages, so it's not that too much of a task. And it's also got a nice little bit on the back of the book where normally authors are spouting praise. It's got some made-up quotes, which is classic Bob. There's a quote that says, "At last, a book with a fixturation, Wesley stopwatch." So, yeah, I'd give it 7 out of 10. Good read. Clearly, if you're a fan of Bob, it's a must-read. If you just like a bit of cosy crime, as I said, with a bit of comedy, a bit of quirkiness, give it a go. I think it's well worth a read. So that's it for this week's brief book review. 10/10 to do it again. Thanks for watching. Bye.